Thank you for this one. Yeah. So when you say you do more, one, are we going to have a 3.0? And what more can Betway do in this space going forward?
So I think the second series of this Betway 12 Man initiative has just been an unbelievable success. I mean, we really took the key learnings from season one and we built on them. I think unbelievable group of people. This program and the benefits and the output of this program is really down to the people in the room. Their willingness to be vulnerable, their willingness to learn, their willingness to be open to changing their mindset on their own successes and their own journey. So absolutely, we would love to do a 3.0. I can't say when it's going to be. I don't think we're anywhere near finished with this group of people. We're certainly going to be staying in touch. We're certainly going to be helping them take the journey that they've started over the last few months with us. It's been a privilege to be involved with them, and I think this really is just the beginning of a real impact they can have in their own spaces and their own worlds as they take the lead.
And what else? I want to just tap into the women's world of sports. There's not enough happening in that field. Is Betway looking to get into that, and can you give us some specifics of what will happen with the women?
I think women's sport is extremely topical at the moment and is obviously on the up. It's absolutely an avenue we're looking at. I think it's such an interesting space because the world of sponsorship, classical, traditional sponsorship in South Africa has always been very male dominated. So I think there's a lot of maturity to come in the women's sport from a rights holder perspective on one hand. But off the back of this program, when you meet and spend time with some of the inspirational ladies that are involved in South African sports and have really created their own brands and become such heroines of South Africa, I think their stories need to be told better. That's something we certainly plan on doing for these ladies and
Mark, please take us through the process of bringing all the individuals together. I mean, how do you pinpoint them to be actually part of the program?
It's a critical part of the success of this program is really finding the right people and bringing them together. Making sure that the chemistry in the room works is a massive challenge. I think Ashley and the team from Rowles play a huge role there. We start with a much longer list than you see today, but we certainly wanted to expand it this time around to other sports. And funnily enough, the characters pretty much self-selected themselves. Like, I think the right type of people who were interested and really committed to the program and the benefits they could get out of the program really put their hands up from the start. So it is very much on a one-to-one basis to begin with, to make sure we've got the right recipe. But then from there, we couldn't have scripted what happened from there and the friendships that emerged and the real kind of community that built within this group.
How important is it for a company like Betway to plow back, to give back to individuals? You know, usually corporates are seen as takers, but you guys have really put up your head and shown that you are givers.
It's critical for us as a brand. We've always wanted to be putting back in a realistic and a meaningful way into the communities in which we operate. And the reality is, our sector is big and it's booming, and with that come wonderful deals like some of the sponsorships we've done. But I think a lot of those are for brand awareness and for supporting the sport at a holistic level. But some of the heroes that emerge out of sports, they need as much support as the sport itself. So yeah, we really take a lot of pride in this initiative, and it's really important to us, and it's something we're going to do.
What are some of the standouts for you personally in this season, that you can maybe share something?
I think the standouts were really the confidence this course instilled in almost I will say in every single one of the participants. Every single one of them spoke today in our Betway Innovation Series, which was the first time we've done it. Essentially, it was set up like a Shark Tank, where every individual had to come in and present to three key business people an idea of what their vision is. The confidence in the room, the ability in the room, the use of the knowledge that they kind of garnered from this course was just unbelievable to see, and it really made me proud that Betway is involved in something like this. And I think it will equip all of them to go on and really use what they've learned here. Confidence is so critical to be able to walk into that room, to set up that meeting, to find that sponsor, to coach that first kid, whatever it might be that their plans revolve around. I think the confidence that they brought to each other and that the course brought to them really stands out for me.
Would you say the 12-man Betway program was a success?
I would absolutely say this season's been a huge success. But like lucky to chat to the participants more than hearing that from me, because I think from a brand perspective, we love being involved in these sorts of initiatives. But I really do believe every single one of them would say they're taking away a lot, they've learned a lot, and a lot of them have reinvigorated their own personal journey, their own personal purpose, and their own personal brands. They now know that their stories are important, and that they can still be really using their story to make a difference.
And Mark, looking at the top three, in terms of their businesses, with what you have rewarded them in terms of the prize money, the importance of Betway, ushering them and giving them that kickstart in making sure that they progress moving forward.
Funding is obviously important in anything. When you're trying to get a business or an initiative off the ground, the seeds of funding that we put into the top three tonight, we think will make a meaningful difference. That being said, I think probably in a more meaningful way, we've said to every single one of the participants on a personal basis, we are here, we are going to be helping them all with their own journeys. Every single one of the ideas that came out today was meaningful, and we really want to try and make sure that there are 12 ideas that are missed from there, not just 3. We had to have winners, like any good competition, and I said it in my speech, we're a competitive country, and I think the top 3 were very deserving, and what they put together was the best package. But ourselves, the Forward Zone team, a lot of the speakers we had throughout the course are all committed to trying to help every single one of them on really moving forward in their journey.
I'm saying, okay, I was about to say, looking at the 12th man, we know in football or in sporting cause, the 12th man gets to be the supporters, but in this case, you are the 12th man, and we've got, the different personalities from different sporting codes. Would you fully say that you are resembling the 12th man tag?
That's the idea behind the name, is that Betway plays the role of the 12th man. We want to be the supporters, we want to support great South African sports people. There are a huge amount out there, and I think we probably undervalued it, and that transition, a few of the participants mentioned, the transition from being a professional to suddenly retiring one day. What next? Some people have a plan, a lot of people don't. I think there's a lot of work to be done on both sides of that coin. One is programs like this that help with that transition and really help set up what they're going to do and how they're going to impact South Africa in the future. The other work to be done is certainly while people are still in their professional careers, what can be done. That's something we're working on. I think it's equally as important, and certainly the end goal is really to just try and create a safer and more sustainable ecosystem within the South African sporting environment.
You forgive me, but away from the 12th man, but still on Betway, how likely are we going to see the Betway Championship title? Update on that one.
That's a question.
The trophy.
How far are we?
The trophy.
The trophy. You're going to have to watch this space. I'm sure.
No, you can watch the spacing of it.
Okay, well, I'm afraid there's going to be certainly some content coming out very soon. So that's all I can say for now. The trophy is absolutely a critical element of the Betway Premiership. It's not to say we haven't been doing anything behind the scenes. There'll be an announcement very soon on the journey that we're on. The Betway Premiership trophy, I do think I can say, I've said it before, it's certainly something that we want to create a Premiership trophy. Let's be and that's going to be a critical part of the journey. I believe the South African football landscape deserves a trophy of its own that can really celebrate regardless of the sponsors. So it's something that will have a legacy of its own beyond the years that they've
Mark, just lastly, I'm sure even now you get a lot of people can have your number. What does Betway look for when you're looking at all these proposals that come to you in terms of sponsorship and all this? What can you tell somebody who's going to come into your office? What do you want?
I've referenced it before. I think there's sponsorships, and then there's very different proposals that really have a deeper meaning and the ability to impact people. And that's certainly something we want to be doing. Like I say, we're a brand that likes to give back. We want to be giving back to the communities in which we operate. The sporting sphere is an obvious space for us to do that, being a sports betting brand. So I think community projects that are revolving around sports, we can't be involved in everything. So unfortunately, I have, as much as there's good days in my job, unfortunately I also have to say thank you, but no thank you a lot of the time. But that being said, I think anything that's really meaningful we'll absolutely consider as part of the Betway family.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Thanks, everybody.
Robert.